Good evening, Marshall Reddick investors, and thank you so much for joining us for our presentation on where to invest in 2020. And our focus tonight, of course, is on the San Antonio, Texas market. I will be joined this evening by our all-star San Antonio agent, Miss Christina Tabar, who you guys will hear from a little later on. We're going to cover a lot of info on the market, property management, and of course, show you all some hand-selected properties as well. So let's jump right into it. My name is Christin Tabar. I will be your hostess with the mostest tonight. I've been an employee of Marshall Reddick for 5 years now. I've helped my clients complete 286 transactions, all while also being an investor myself. My husband and I have been buying properties through Marshall Reddick using all of the teams that I have the pleasure of referring to my clients for the last 6 years or so. And really happy to be able to practice what I preach, and always excited to share my experience with all of my clients. That little photo you see there is my little family. That's my husband Jason and my kids Justin and Cassie. I know all of us have our own reasons for investing and for working and for doing what we do, and they are mine. So kind of give you a little bit more information about me. And with that, let's jump right into Marshall Reddick Real Estate, who we are and what we do. For those of you who are joining us for the first time tonight, Marshall Reddick Real Estate is a full-service real estate brokerage. We help our local California buyers and sellers, as well as managing properties here locally, as well as in our 16 markets across the U.S. We are a private money lender, so we give our clients the opportunity to not only lend on mortgages and trustees, but to also be the borrowers on many different types of projects. And as I mentioned, we are a property manager as well, both here locally in California and across the nation in all of our markets. In addition to having those three services in your back pocket when you work with us, you also get to use our teams and our vendors and our connections for several other services within the real estate industry. Real estate is what we like to refer to as a team sport, and so we provide you with all the necessary players that you'll need to make your transaction successful from start to finish and for the life of your investment. Here's a snapshot of the markets we're in. I mentioned 16 across the nation. The green boxes that you see indicate markets where Marshall Reddick has a brick and mortar office. So what that means is our business model has been in the past to work with third-party vendors that we build strong relationships with to help our clients. Now we've started to open our own offices in those markets so we can truly help our clients from start to finish and for the life of their investment with Marshall Reddick employees. And we're really excited to be doing that now. Of course, San Antonio has got our fancy red box, but that's simply because we're talking about San Antonio tonight. We do have a Marshall Reddick office there as well. Christina is a Marshall Reddick agent, and we're really excited to have the success that we have in that office and be able to share that with all of our clients as well. So how did we land on those 16 areas? Well, here's a short list of the criteria that we look at when we are evaluating markets and evaluating the investment potential. Of course, we want strong job markets, low vacancy rates. We want to see diversification in the economy. Of course, landlord-friendly states are always ideal for our investors with strong education, affordable housing, and reliable property management. And the great news is that San Antonio checks off all of these boxes, which is why it has been in the past and continues to be one of our strongest investment markets. Within the San Antonio area, we focus on this major metro for all of these reasons that you see here. The larger your population, the larger tenant pool you have, the higher chance you have of future growth. And these major metro areas are the places that companies are moving to, that people are moving to, that continue to grow and diversify, which is why this particular area continues to be a successful investment market for our clients. Within this major metro, of course, we're focusing on the suburbs. And we want to focus on the suburbs again because we want a large tenant pool. We want to maximize the number of people who are interested in renting your property because we want to minimize the length of your vacancy. And the suburbs tend to draw families, which may stay longer and overall provide a very positive experience for our investors because of the quality of the neighborhoods and the quality of the tenants. So we want to stick with the major suburbs within those major metros, such as San Antonio, that continue, again, to be great investment opportunities. When we start looking at the properties within those suburbs, Marshall Reddick has a guideline for looking at those property classes. We focus on those A, B, and C class properties. As you can see from a quick glance at your screen, the farther left you get into the luxury properties, you get out of the realm of where people are renting and more into the type of properties that people are buying. These are your high-end properties. And on the other end of the spectrum, these are your lower end properties. Your D class could be neighborhoods with bars on the windows, could be neighborhoods with very high crime ratings and very low school ratings. So as a general rule of thumb, Marshall Reddick Real Estate is steering away from these two extremes and focusing right in the middle with those A, B, and C class properties, where we tend to see the best prices, the best rental amounts, and better tenant quality. In the single family bar, you'll see that 100% falls right in between A and B. That's going to be your median home price. So when our clients call in and say, this is the price point I'm looking for, that's where it's going to start. So let's see what that looks like in San Antonio. The median home price in San Antonio is $228,000. So if you're looking for a B class property, you can see right here, this gives you an easy graph and an easy chart to follow. If you want a B class property, you're looking between 182 and 228. Outside of that, now you're going to be either lower into the C category or higher into the A category, all of which are going to provide strong rentals, but with different pros and different cons. So that's one of the starting points for looking at properties, and you'll see these ratings come up later on in the presentation when Christina presents the properties. I mentioned earlier on that San Antonio has been and continues to be a strong rental market. You can see the chart above that. The appreciation trend and the median home price have been very steady through crashes in the past where other markets have significantly decreased in value. San Antonio has maintained, and their market is very strong and very stable. So now that you've seen a little bit of info on San Antonio, kind of circling back to my role as a real estate advisor with Marshall Reddick, it's my job to work with my investors to put together a plan, the who, what, where, when, why, and how of their own investment strategies. So what does that look like? Why are those criteria important? Well, we provide a free consultation to help you determine what your goals are, how we're going to look at purchasing property. Is it cash? Is it financing? What your options are, what your time frame is, what type of property you're looking for and where, and then finally introducing you to the teammates. As I mentioned earlier, real estate's a team sport. Finally, we introduce you to the team that you need to help get you through the transaction. So that's going to be your agent, your lender, your insurance provider, your management team, and everyone in between who is going to help us make your real estate transaction a success, so that when we get through it on the other end, you have a great rental property and a strong management team taking care of that property for the duration of the time that you own it. So that's what you can expect when you have a consultation. And why is that consultation important? Well, because one property, folks, is not going to make you a millionaire. We want to try to help our clients build a scalable portfolio so that every year, every 18 months, every 24 months, you're able to reinvest and add to your portfolio on whatever timeline that makes sense for you. So this is a quick snapshot of my husband and I's portfolio. We've been purchasing property together since 2011. The 2006 property in Scottsdale we call BC because that's before Christin. But as you can see, every about every year or every other year, we are able to invest in a property or a loan or something that helps to create a little bit more passive income for us so that we can get ourselves a little bit closer to working less, to traveling more, whatever that looks like for us. And that's what we want to help our clients to do, is to help you guys get closer to whatever that goal is. Is it travel, retirement, just having properties to pass on to your children? Whatever that looks like for you, we want to help you build this road to get there. So one of the ways we do that is by investing in property outside of California for great appreciation and cash flow. And one of our best markets for that is San Antonio, Texas. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce our agent in that market, Christina Dorier. And Christina, I will let you introduce yourself and tell us a little about yourself before we jump into the market.
Thanks so much, Kristen. I'm so happy to be here tonight. My name is Christina Dorier. I'm a licensed Texas realtor, been in the real estate business since 1999. From that, I was a lender for 15 years before becoming an agent. And I loved working, in the business with realtors. So I just, decided in 2014 to get my license. And I've been working with Marshall Reddick since 2016. So, and I have lived in San Antonio all my life, so I'm very familiar with the city, all different parts of it. And I am married, military Air Force, and we have 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl. They both keep us very busy. And that's the reason I do what I do, is for my family, my kids, and I'm an investor myself. So I do own investment property as well. And there's a picture of the Marshall Reddick San Antonio office. That's our brick and mortar office right there in the top left. And then we had a company holiday party. So it shows the whole team there, as well as our Thanksgiving last year that we had. So we work as a family. So our whole team is in-house under one roof. We have our property management team, which involves the tenant coordinators, property managers, maintenance coordinators, as well as our leasing agents and myself. So that just gives you a picture of a brick and mortar and our whole team. And we do have a full one-stop shop. So this includes leasing, sales, management. We're a full-service real estate property management company. So we specialize in helping you identify and purchase single-family properties as well as multifamilies. So I'll be later on presenting single-family homes, but also I'll be presenting duplexes and fourplexes. So the good thing is that unlike some other companies, we're 100% turnkey. I can help you with the sell, of the escrow part to closing, and then the same team under our same office, we also have the property management division that will help do everything for you from after closing to help get any type of work done, repairs, make ready, to getting your property rented out to a qualified tenant. And all of that's all done under one roof. And that shows a map of our hot spots around San Antonio. We're a fairly big city. We're pretty big. We're a metroplex city. And we have different employers, diverse companies all around the city. We have 2 big amusement parks. Six Flags is on one side of town. And then we also have SeaWorld on the other side of town. We have major employers. So we're known as Military City. So we do have 4 military bases. That brings a lot of military families, to live here in San Antonio, anywhere from 3 to 4 years at a time. And they're very good tenants to have. We also have different financial corporations. USAA is one of our big financial corporations in San Antonio. That's insurance, banking. We got over 22,000 employees there. We also have, the hotel and restaurant industry as well, because we bring a lot of tourism, travelism to our Riverwalk. And, it's a great place to live because of the job market so diverse. And that just gives you a snapshot of where the major jobs are, attractions, and we also have a lot of universities as well. Okay, that's a picture of our Riverwalk, our downtown Riverwalk. And again, it's a snapshot of like all the stuff that's going on in San Antonio, like military, or San Antonio Spurs. We got the NBA here, the Alamo. It's just a fun place to live, and it brings a lot of tourism as well as different kinds of jobs. And that shows you throughout the years, our population, how it's been growing. So back since 2000, we were at 1.1 million. But then 10 years later, in 2010, we grew to like almost 1.3 million people. And in 2020, we're over 1.5 million. But in San Antonio, that is just what's within the San Antonio limits. We also have a bunch of surrounding areas that are all throughout San Antonio that when you add everything, the surrounding areas included in the population of San Antonio, we are well over 2 million. We're closer to 2.5 million, so it's a busy city. But we have grown a lot throughout the years. And then that just gives you an idea of like our how our weather is, and how much sun we get throughout the year, how much rain. We get about 32 inches of rain per year, about 220 sunny days per year. So we have a lot of sun, but we do get a lot of rain throughout the year, but it gives us a lot of greenery. We got a lot of trees, a lot of wildflowers going on right now. Spring just started. We do get quite hot though, and in the summertime we get well over 100 degrees. So like August is the hottest. So sometimes we'll go like 2 or 3 weeks where it's triple digits, but we do get used to that even though we don't like that heat. But the average is about 80 to 90 degrees most of the time, and then the coldest would be like December and January, where it could get down to 32 degrees, but not many days does it get that cold. In January, it averages around 60s. So that gives you an idea of our weather. And then as far as learning more about San Antonio, if you're like into the demographics, the economy, the up-to-date information, if you go on our website, marshallreddick.com, on the top right corner, there's an education learning section where if you click on it and then you actually type in San Antonio under search, it'll show you all the information you need to know about San Antonio. It's a great ebook. It's constantly updated with all the demographics, the jobs, everything you need to know. So that's very helpful if you want to keep up to date with San Antonio.
Thank you, Christina. I am going to go ahead and cover management now. As Christina mentioned, we are basically 100% turnkey. You get to work with the same team from start to finish and always have the same points of contact. You can always reach out to me, always reach out to Christina if there's ever any issues or you're looking at purchasing again or selling. So included in that team is going to be property management. So here's a quick snapshot of our fees and the cost for you to do business. I highly recommend having a management company, regardless of where your property is located, because you want to be able to have that professional management team take care of your property. They know the rules, they know the regulations, they know the laws of the state, and they will make sure that your property runs as a successful business. They'll be the ones communicating with your tenants, screening the tenants, ensuring that the rent is coming in, and really just taking that headache and weight off of your shoulder so that you can enjoy your passive income and have it truly feel like it's passive. So some people say to me, but Christin, I'm perfectly capable of managing a property myself. What does a property manager actually do? Well, here's a short list, and this is not even all inclusive, my friends. Your property manager is literally going to be the entity that keeps your property running, that keeps your business running. So they will fill vacancies, but it's not that simple. They're going to screen your applicants, background checks, employment verifications, income verifications, credit checks, all the things that help you to secure a tenant that is going to be stable, that doesn't have any history of bailing out on their landlords or not paying rent. And In addition to that, they're going to respond to that tenant's requests for any maintenance repairs, any trouble or issues that that tenant has, and make sure that your tenant is happy and continues to pay rent, so that way you are happy and continue to collect rent. And that's really important as well, because that helps to limit your liability. Your property manager is going to take on the responsibility of your tenant and help limit your liability when it comes to the people living in your home. So here's another quick snapshot of our business and what sets us apart from a lot of other management teams. As I mentioned earlier on, in the past, we've worked with third-party providers, and they have all been excellent. They all provide a great service. But on the same token, some of our teams showed us what we needed to do in order to be a better management company. So we took all of the things that all of our teams did well and all of the things that we thought our teams needed work on, and we put it all together and we bring you Marshall Reddick Property Management. So we provide all of our clients a superior service, as well as questions that you can ask other management teams, things that you want to check on. Is there a web presence? Do they have reviews? What do those reviews look like? Does somebody call you back, whether you're looking for a new manager or whether it's your current management team and you have questions and you're sending emails? Are they responding? Is maintenance in-house? Are you getting marked up on your maintenance? Is there a conflict of interest there? And finally, there's a lot of management teams out there that are willing to cut their rates to earn your business. So you have to decide for yourself, what's more important, the cost or the service? A lot of the discount brokerages aren't going to serve you as well as some of the brokerages that may charge a little bit more, but really put their hearts into their work and ensure that you're happy. So few points that set us apart, not only in management, but in our business in general, that we do for our clients that we hope takes us above and beyond the expectation. Here's a quick snapshot of our management business in San Antonio. You can see we're up far north, just inside the 46. A ton of our management is right in that circle, the 1604 loop that Christina mentioned earlier when we looked at the map, and also out into New Braunfels. That area is quickly growing, quickly expanding, and it's very, very popular for our investors because it's very popular for residents in that area. So we're managing over 300 units in San Antonio, Texas, and that number is changing almost daily with the amount of properties we're getting, not only through our own sales, but third-party folks that live in the area already or own property already that are reaching out to us to help them manage their properties. So very successful there, and that stems from us having a very successful sales team as well. And on that note, I'm going to bring Christina back because we have some hand-selected inventory that we'd like to showcase for you all. Keep in mind that Christina searches the local MLS and selects these properties based on their location, the probability that they're going to rent quickly, the popularity of the area, and several other criteria that we'll get into as we go through the properties. But these are all hand selected by an expert in that area who is very familiar and has lived there all her life. So keep that in mind as we go through these. And Christina, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you. So yes, as Christin mentioned, I do hand select these properties. Every week I'm going into the MLS, searching properties to see which ones would be very good to rent out, so that something that wouldn't sit there vacant for a long time because it's in a bad area or it's out in the middle of nowhere. I check for properties that are close to where all the businesses are, shopping, entertainment, restaurants, and easy access to the highways, as well as in good areas that's going to have low crime, good schools, and just be a high demand. So this is the first property. We're going to look at a couple of single family homes first. So this is a single family home. It's actually pretty new. It was built in 2018, so it's less than 2 years old. It's located in the northwest side of San Antonio, which is one of our busiest areas that we sell in. And it's a one-story brick home, and it is on the market for $205,000. And I do pull rental analysis on all of these properties that I place on our website, and I pull rental comps in the same exact neighborhood, and I see what we could rent it out for. And I like to use the middle rent because there's always going to be a high rent, similar properties that I could rent for more, and then a low rent. And I use the middle range to be conservative, just to be safe. So I could rent this out for $1,425, and that's a conservative number. We could get higher rent. Usually in the summertime, we can get higher. And then the holiday time frame, it could be a little bit less in the lower end, but this is the middle range. So $1,425 a month rent. And then this breaks down all your expenses. So it shows the taxes, the mortgage payment, your insurance, what the monthly management fee is, the HOA fee. The tenant pays for their own utilities on the single family homes. They pay for their own electric, garbage, and water, so you won't have to worry about that, and you won't have to worry about landscaping on single family homes because the tenant's responsible for that. So after all the monthly expenses, you're actually going to be cash flowing over $270 a month on this property, which is not bad for a single family home that you're financing. The first year, breaking out more than even, it's $270 a month cash flow. Each year, we tend to raise the rent, not by much, but usually by $50. So like if they start off at the rent of $1,425, the next year upon lease renewal, we'll raise it to $1,475. And that's not a high enough number to scare off the tenants. It's just enough to keep up with the market rents, because we don't want to keep the tenants paying the same rent 5-10 years in a row. We want to keep up with the rental market. So each year after that, your cash flow will be increasing every year as we increase the rent. So imagine what your cash flow will be 5 years from now, and then 10 years from now. It'll be well over 300 in a couple of years from now. And then 5 years, about 500 a month. And then 10 years, you're going to get over 1,000 a month cash flow. And that's not including all the equity and appreciation that's going to build on this. So this property is a little over 1,200 square feet. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, 1-story in a nice neighborhood. This does have really good schools. This neighborhood is very it's already established, but there's still newer development going on around here, but there's so many nice homes around here. This is actually the lower end of the price because most of the homes in this area are well over $250,000. And then, the schools are excellent. And this home does still have 1 year left of the builder warranty. And it does come with a water softener. And it also has a ceramic tile floor all in the living and kitchen area, and the restrooms. The only place that has the carpets are the bedrooms, which is nice. Nice sized yard, and it has a 2-car garage. So it's a very great property for only $205,000, only being less than 2 years old. So this won't last long, but it is a great property in a great location if you're looking for a 1-story single family property. This next property, it's going to be bigger. It's a 2-story, and it's located in the other side of San Antonio, the northeast side, which is still another good part of San Antonio. It's just on the other side of town. Really, really excellent schools. And this is listed at $220,000. It was built in '99. And this is almost 2,000 square feet. So it's at 1,901 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So this is going to be a bigger house, priced at $220,000. So it is priced right. It's 4 bedrooms, again, 2.5 bath, almost 2,000 square foot home. I could easily get a rental amount of $1,750 a month rent. And after all expenses, monthly expenses are paid, you're left over with $223 monthly cash flow, which is still really, really good. I mean, my first investment, single family home, I just equaled out. Now I'm getting over 800 a month cash flow in, 10 years, from when I purchased. But this is starting out at 223,000, or I'm sorry, $223 a month cash flow, which is not bad after all fixed expenses. If you also notice, there is a variable, where it puts in the estimated vacancy and maintenance. So assuming you have maintenance and vacancy, which you're not going to have every single month, but this breaks it down to a worst case scenario in case there's a vacancy and maintenance, then you're at a negative 104. But that's in the scenario that you do have the vacancy and maintenance. Keep in mind, you're not going to have that every single month. The normal months, you're going to have the 223 monthly cash flow. The annual 15-year annual rate of return on interest, that's almost at 18% on this property, which is really good. Anything over 15% on up is really, really good. So this property is very large. It's got ceramic tile, fresh interior paint. They're all downstairs is tile flooring, so it's very easy to maintain. So you're not going to have much to worry about as far as maintenance. Very little maintenance to worry about right after closing because the home is almost move-in ready. Just like we probably will just have to rekey it and do a walkthrough and see what needs to be done to make it rent ready. But this is pretty much almost turnkey. So again, I try to find properties for you that it's not going to cost you too much to repair or renovate after closing. It's going to be very minimal. Okay, this is a brand new duplex. This is located in San Antonio, in the west side of San Antonio. We call it the SeaWorld area because SeaWorld is literally right behind this neighborhood. You can see SeaWorld behind this neighborhood. It's a beautiful view. It's a very high demand area. A lot of people like to live out here because it's a pretty view. You got a lot of green hills to look at, a lot of homes out here, but it's a suburbs, but it's also close to a lot of businesses. The Alamo Ranch Shopping Center is around the corner from here. They have a brand new theater that just opened up called Casablanca. It's like one of the city's biggest and nicest theaters. It's got, again, SeaWorld, but tons of businesses. I mean, there's so many businesses around here. It's just too many to name, but to name a few, there's Wells Fargo. They have this huge corporate servicing center there where they have all their customer service fulfillment center, not just a retail bank. They have Chase operations where they have one of their big customer service corporations there too. Hartford Insurance Group, Nationwide, a lot of these Americ funds. So they have a lot of financial institutions out here. In this side of town, we see a lot of white collar workers. So this is a brand new duplex. This will be high demand because it's brand new. It's 2-car garage attached on each unit, which is very good because a lot of duplexes don't have 2-car garages. Many of them just have 1 car. So that makes it pop out and stand out. They got long driveways, and it's not a big community. It's just one long street of these duplexes. There's about 10 available right now. So half the neighborhood's already contracted on. These will be closing or ready to close in May, which is a very busy time of the year. So right now, with what's going on, it hasn't slowed down renters from calling. It hasn't slowed down people from calling looking to rent. People still have to move, and when their leases are up, they're looking at bigger homes, or maybe they're downsizing, or maybe they're relocating. For whatever the reasons are, people are still having to move, and it's still very busy, especially in this area. It's a very high demand area, very good schools. This is on the market for $394,900. You do get a builder warranty for this, and we have a relationship with this builder. We are the only preferred property management company for this whole neighborhood. So that keeps other companies from coming in and trying to lower the rents, because we keep all the rents, at market rent. So these rent out for $14.50 in each unit. And after all expenses paid, you will get a monthly cash flow over $520 a month. And there is an HOA, but again, that's after all expenses, you're still cash flowing over $520 a month. Most of the properties I sell do have HOAs because it keeps up with it keeps your values up in the neighborhoods. It keeps the other homes in the neighborhoods from, going downhill or painting a different color or putting trash in the yard. HOAs, you could tell the properties or the neighborhoods that have HOAs because they're very well maintained. The properties that don't have HOAs tend to lose value over the years and tend to decline because there's no restrictions for keeping it well kept, keeping, junky cars from, parking in the yards and stuff like that. So HOAs are very favorable in San Antonio. And they're not real restrictive as far as anything major. It's just your common stuff, like you can't trash your yard. You have to keep the yard maintained. And we do make sure the tenants maintain the yards. It's in their lease. The thing with this neighborhood is the landscaping in the front. The HOA actually maintains the landscaping in the front. It's only the backyards that the tenants have to maintain. And they each unit has their own private fenced-in backyard, so they're not having to share a yard. And the backyards have a covered patio for each unit. And so that's really nice to have. And this whole property, there's no carpet whatsoever, not even in the bedrooms. It's concrete stained flooring, very sleek and shiny looking. So that's very easy to maintain for renters. And then the granite countertops are in the kitchen and the restrooms. So it's actually nice granite countertops. And it comes with all the appliances, including the fridge that has an ice maker. So they're nice black appliances. It has a built-in microwave, a stove, a dishwasher, garbage disposal. This also includes all the window treatment. So it has those boxwood blinds. And this whole property is very contemporary looking. Again, getting $14.50, so $1,450 of rent on each side. Brand new, comes with the warranty. Your 15-year ROI would be right at almost 18%, which is, again, really good to have. And each unit's the same floor plan. It's 3 bedrooms and 2 baths on each side. So they're like 1,373 square feet on each side. So this is great property. Great for 1031 exchanges as well, because these properties are almost fully done being built. They're all going to be ready within May timeframe. And here's a fourplex I would like to present. This fourplex is located in Converse. It's a suburb of San Antonio. So San Antonio has a bunch of different areas that have their own police station, but they're still part of, they're in the middle of San Antonio, all throughout San Antonio. Converse is one of those. It's actually located in the northeast side of San Antonio, and it's really close to 2 military bases. So we get a lot of military renters that want to live in this exact area. We also manage properties in this exact neighborhood as well. So this fourplex was built in 2007. It's all stucco in the front, hardy plank cement siding on the sides and the back. So the front's stucco, and they're all 4 units are tenant occupied. So you won't have to worry about any vacancy after closing because they're all occupied with tenants. We would get all the lease agreements during your contingency period for you to review. But all the rents are in the website. All the rents are in there that you can see what each tenant is paying for rent. And each of these, they're all the same floor plan. So they're going to be 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, and all the units. They do have 1-car garages attached to each unit has their own 1-car garage attached. And all the bedrooms are upstairs. So that makes it a very spacious layout. As you walk in, you know, it's all the concrete stained flooring all in the living room, and it's only carpeted upstairs. So downstairs, no carpet, only carpet upstairs where the bedrooms are. So downstairs, it has a large living area that opens into the kitchen. It comes with all the appliances. So it comes with the fridge, stove, built-in microwave, dishwasher, garbage disposal, and each unit has their own private fenced-in yard as well. So that's another good thing. On this property, total for the price, it's listed for $525,000. And the rents are all like that gross combined rent is all 4 units together. All 4 units together combined is $4,155. But if you want to see what each rent out for, if you click onto the actual website, it breaks it down for each unit. And then again, you'll get to see all the lease agreements during your contingency period if you decide to contract on this. And then after all fixed expenses, your monthly income is a little over $900 a month, so $906 a month. There's no HOA in this neighborhood, but it's still very well maintained. It's located in a really good area that has excellent schools. So it's a great property close to where everything's at. It's very easy to get to the highways from here. It's only about 4 or 5 minutes away from the major highway 1604 and highway 35. You can't hear or see the highways from this neighborhood, but it only takes about 4 to 5 minutes to get to the highways. And it's close to all the shopping, the 2 military bases. It's very close to Randolph Brooks Credit Union, which is one of the big financial headquarter companies in San Antonio. So we see a lot of diverse jobs around here, but this is a great property if you're looking to invest in a fourplex. And here's another fourplex actually located just on the other side of this highway, still northeast side, same area, just a different suburb. It's called Selma, and it's a fourplex. It was built in 2014. So this one, it is higher priced because it is newer. The other one was built in 2007. This one's built in 2014. The rents are going to be a little higher here. So the price is going to be right under $600,000. It's on the market for $599,900. And all the rents combined are going to be $4,960. And each to see what each unit rents out for, if you click into the website, it breaks down each unit for you. So this one does have an HOA. Monthly HOA fee is $120 a month. The tenants, are responsible in paying their own electric bill. So they have separate electric meters. But after everything is paid for, after all fixed expenses, you're going to be cash flowing almost $1,200 a month at $1,185. And each unit is the same floor plan. It's pretty similar to the other one, how it looks. It's a 3-bedroom and 2.5 baths. 2 baths are upstairs, so the master restroom or the master bedroom has its own bathroom. There's a second bathroom upstairs in between 2 of the other bedrooms. And then when you go downstairs, it has a half restroom downstairs. So that's very favorable because then they don't have to go upstairs to use the restroom. They have the half restroom downstairs. It's got the open layout as well, large living area that opens up into the kitchen. Each unit has its own 1-car garage, attached 1-car garage. And then each unit has its own private fenced-in backyard. So it's nice size. It's not too big, but it's just enough for a nice patio for them to put a little patio furniture out there, barbecue, or what have you. It is located close to the 2 military bases. So again, it's not far from the other fourplex, but also very close to the 2 major highways, 1604 and I-35. It's actually located really close to Rolling Oaks Mall and the Forum Mall Shopping Center. 2 very busy areas that have tons of restaurants, lots of shopping, close to where everything is at. So again, this is a great property. It's actually one of the highest ones I see for the ROIs. It's almost at 20% 15-year annual ROI at 19.78%. So this is a really good property that you can get for under $600,000.
Thank you, Christina. So I'll go ahead and pick it up. So what's next? Well, we've talked about a lot of information on the San Antonio market. Christina's painted a wonderful picture of that area for us. We've also looked at several available investment properties. So next, if you're interested in having a consultation, talking more about the market, more about the properties, and really diving into your own personal goals and aspirations to see what works best for you in this area, you can reach out to me for a consultation. My information is on your screen, or we can arrange for a three-way call between Christina and myself and get that conversation started if you're interested in making an offer on any of these properties, or if you already own in the market and are looking to expand, or if you own in the market and are looking for maybe new management. We'd be happy to have any of those conversations with all of you. In addition, we've covered a lot of things today in a brief kind of fashion, including property classes and property management. And I wanted to let you guys all know that if you're interested in learning more, a lot of those topics are covered in previous recordings that you can find on the Marshall Reddick website. You'll go to the Learn page, and there's a ton of resources, a ton of information there where you can find just about anything real estate related that you're looking for. And if you'd like some more information on any of those topics that we've covered briefly today, you can also reach out to me via phone or email, and I'd be happy again to have a conversation, see what works the best for you, and then ultimately help you with whatever it is that you need. So you can connect with us also on social media. We love to stay connected with our clients. Hopefully someday when the coronavirus dust settles, we'll be able to meet our people in person and pick back up with our live events. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's presentation, and I really look forward to speaking with everybody. Christina, I want to thank you so much for joining us, and I will see everybody and talk to everybody very soon.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.